It's been a couple of days since we made this terrarium, and now I'm going to give you some bonus tips which I promised in the beginning of this video. The first thing which you should always observe when you have a terrarium is anytime that you open it, you need to take a sniff test. The sniff test is a test which will tell you if your jungle is doing fine. It should smell like an actual jungle, yeah. And if there's any kind of bad smell or something unpleasant, then that's an indication, yeah, there's some bad bacteria or fungus or something unpleasant growing inside and it's not really working so good. So we're going to do that right now. We'll take the lid off and absolutely real jungle. I mean, you take a walk in the forest, this is the exact smell you get. Wonderful. Tip number 2 is balancing the water cycle. Now I will show you a few clips that I recorded how the water condensation should look like, and if it's a little more, it means that at the time of making this terrarium we have watered it a little bit too much, and that in the initial few days or whenever you observe that the condensation is a lot building on all over the walls and everywhere on the lid. So you should then keep it open for some time and then close it, and then again leave it a couple of days, again open it, close it. So this delicate water cycle is necessary, and then and only then your terrarium will thrive, because if the water is too much, then terrarium will not do that good. There will be all kinds of fungus and bacteria formation which you don't want to have. So here's a clip to show you how it should ideally look when you have a closed terrarium. Notice the amount of condensation here on the walls, on the neck of the bottle, on the lid. This is what I would consider as normal in case of a closed terrarium. If you've got this much condensation in your terrarium, I would say that you have actually managed to balance your water cycle. This looks pretty good to me. Now notice how soaked the soil looks. It's darker in color, it has small patches of water on the glass as you can see here. This is what I consider the correct amount of watering in the substrate of the terrarium. It is a closed terrarium, right? But you still need to open it at least maybe 1 hour once a week. So when you do open it once a week for an hour or half an hour, it doesn't matter, just for some air circulation so that there's no much stale air inside and then fungus or algae cannot form. So the first few weeks, I would say 2 to 3 weeks, are quite critical in the life of a terrarium. So if it's possible, have a close look at your plants once or twice a day, or maybe more than that if you have the time. So you will see in the first couple of weeks if the plants have started growing, and observe changes in your terrarium. If they have started growing, it means everything is fine. Next tip, at the time of making this terrarium, we added some springtails. So springtails have the job that they eat algae or any other dead or decaying matter and keep your terrarium clean. So we put a couple of springtails in the beginning, more than a couple maybe. And during this observation period which I just mentioned, 2 to 3 weeks, you should also see if you can spot the springtails in and around everywhere in your terrarium. And if you can, then it's good, they're visible. And if the population increases, then even better. It means that they are living and breeding as well, and you want to have that. So, but on the other hand, if you observe that whatever springtails you put in the beginning, they are just gone or not visible anymore, even when you checked it out different times of the day and different locations in your terrarium, then it might be time to put in some more, because springtails are very, very essential. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this is a closed ecosystem, a closed jungle where flora and fauna both help each other out. So this symbiotic relationship is very important. And the last and final tip is that you should maintain your terrarium or take care of the plants once in a while, because the plants will grow. So I would say every 3 months or something. If you see the moss has grown everywhere, it's grown from here to this level and it's covering everything, or the palm trees or the leaves of this ficus ginseng or any other plant for that matter that you have in your terrarium, they would grow in 2 to 3 months, and then it's time to do some pruning. And that really helps. When you prune, plants get that signal that yeah, something is gone, and that triggers more new growth. So pruning is essential to keep your terrarium healthy as well as looking good. So friends, I hope you enjoyed the making of this terrarium and the 10 steps how you can make a terrarium at your home, and also the bonus tips which I gave you in the end. So thanks for watching this video. This is the Plant Engineer signing off. Bye bye, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da!